man ranked 13th on the NFL all-time yards passing list. That's ahead of Joe Namath and Terry Bradshaw. I'm telling you, this man, both off camera and on, does not have a flaw. When you see him momentarily, you'll never have to wonder where the legends have gone. He's as prolific as any NFL great and as funny as Vince Vaughn. They scream his name from Missouri to Yukon. Put your hands together for the one and only legend himself. Last name Jaworski. First name Ron.
Everyone is going out every play and busting their butt to do their job and get the job done.
No, Ian, soup. It's up.
Avi, I'm exhausted from listening to you. That was an awesome introduction. Going back to my days at Lackawanna High School, certainly brought back some phenomenal memories. Thank you so much. Great to be with you.
And also, Ron, you haven't seen Joe since 98, I believe. 98.
When he was in the basketball court for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
I watched Joe play. Good to be with Joe, the Mad Stuntman. Looking forward to it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to kick your ass.
You just made it personal.
Oh, yeah.
You just made it personal.
Guys and gals, I'm going to ask Ron, Joe Smith, and Matt Stuntman, in that order, one at a time, of course, to discuss one particular milestone, accolade, accomplishment, or award. Hey, it might be personal, might be professional. Mr. Jaworski, if you can do so, the floor is yours, good sir.
And when I think of any success that I've had as a football player, as a husband, as a father, it's very difficult. Those are the most important things to me. The family is number one, by far number one. And I'm very fortunate to be brought up, as you talked about earlier, outside of Buffalo, New York, in a steel mill, the steel town, where 21,000 people in the town, 20,000 carry their lunch bucket to work every single day. And I learned that in that environment, if you want to get somewhere with your life, you have to work hard. You've got to work hard to be successful. So I learned that at a very young age. And, it's funny you mentioned these prizes. And you mentioned I'm going to celebrate my 50th anniversary in a few months. That trip to Greece would be really nice. So I'll just throw that out there as something I would love to have, and I'm sure my wife who's watching would love to have that as well. When I think of one particular thing, it's a 17-year NFL career. If I'd have to capsulize it in one thing, is in the NFL, probably the majority of people don't realize the average career in the National Football League is about 3.3 years. Think of that. By the time these young men that we watch on TV now, by the time they're 25, they're looking for another career. They're looking to do something else with their life. So I was very fortunate to last 17 years. And that 17 years as a player can be really directly attributed to people that led me, that coached me, that were my mentors. They're the people that deserve the accolades that I receive individually, because they're the people that sacrificed for me. And I think of, I talked about that culture of Lackawanna, New York, and my parents and what they taught me, and the culture of Lackawanna, New York, hard work, discipline. My dad worked, as you said, in a steel mill. My mom was a cleaning lady in the Elegant Square building in downtown Buffalo. So, everything that they did, they worked hard for. And I saw that. And it gave me tremendous motivation. I had a brother and I had a sister. Neither went to college. I wanted to go to college. My mom and dad wanted me to go to college. I did, went to Youngstown State. All those things made me. So when I think of my NFL career, that was the next step. After a great upbringing, my backbone of how I was going to lead was kind of formed by my parents, and the work ethic that I still have to this day. I still probably work way too much, but I love to work. Work is not work to me. It's something I enjoy doing. But when I think of people, and I'm sure Joe and the Mad Stuntman will talk about people that impacted their lives, because that's what it's all about. People impacting our lives in a positive way. So when I say a 17-year NFL career, I think of those people that made it possible. In my formative years out in LA with Chuck Knox, my first head coach.
Working with the individual personalities, the individual talents that you have on your football team, trying to best utilize the talents that are there.
My first head coach. I can remember going into his office. The first day I'm drafted, the 37 players selected and drafted. When I sat down with Chuck Knox, it was amazing. The words that came out of his mouth probably 10 times in the first 5 minutes was commitment. Hey, Jaws, you're a great college career. That's why we drafted you. We think you have a great future, but you better be committed to making it work. You better be committed to making it work. He didn't say committed like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and take a few days off. No, the commitment that he taught in me and instilled in me was the commitment 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. That's the commitment it takes to be successful in competitive sports. So I learned that. That was the culture, the foundation I learned when I was a young kid from Chuck Knox. So that was important to me. That helped me get that 17-year NFL career. So, 4 years in LA were great years, phenomenal years. But the guy that I went to and then played for was Dick Vermeil in Philadelphia.
It is so well defined. What we have to do today, we got to go to work. We got to do right. Offense, go to work. Defense, go to work. Special teams, go to work. Coaches, go to work. Let's go. Let's go.
And I keep thinking of Coach Vermeil all the time and what lessons that he taught me so I could have a 17-year NFL career. And when I was with Coach Vermeil, he talked about discipline all the time. And if you're in the entertainment business like the Mad Stuntman or Joe and I in athletics, we know what that means. We know what discipline means. The discipline to be great, to be a leader. And you must have that discipline. And Dick Vermeil set me up for that success and taught me discipline. In fact, now since my retirement from football, I don't work with ESPN anymore. I work with NBC Sports in Philadelphia. And all the lessons I learned from those coaches have helped me in my other businesses. I have a golf company that does $35 million a year that I own and operate along with my family. So all the lessons I learned as a football player and as a professional athlete have helped me make a transition after my NFL career. And that means so much to me, the foundation that I learned from, as I said, Chuck Knox and Dick Vermeil. And how about a guy when I played 2 years for with the Miami Dolphins, Don Shula, the winningest coach in the history of the National Football League. I'll say that again. 2 years with the winningest coach in the history of the National Football League. You learn how to be successful from other people. So I learned from Don Shula what it was going to take to be successful.
Great climax to a tremendous season. And when we're 14-0, we're very happy, but we know that 14-0 wasn't meaningful unless it's 17-0. And now we're 17-0.
That culture that he had, the hard work, the teamwork, and the teamwork was most important. Yeah, you may have had great players like a Dan Marino. I backed Dan up down there, but boy, if you don't have teamwork, you cannot be successful. And I don't care if it's sports, business, family. If you don't work together as a team, you have no chance to be successful. So I think of that foundation I was learning from all these great people, Hall of Famers. And my last stop in the NFL was in Kansas City with Marty Schottenheimer, a phenomenal football coach. Had over 200 wins in the NFL, not in the Hall of Fame, but should be in the Hall of Fame. The only coach with over 200 wins in the NFL, not in the Hall of Fame. And the word he used a lot and kind of the character that helped me form was trust. And it's kind of a word you didn't hear a lot like in football, Sometimes you don't hear it a lot in sports. But if you don't surround yourself with people you can trust, you really don't have a shot. You really don't have a shot to be successful. So that's what I've learned from those coaches. And, I know Joe's probably going to talk about sports and that interaction, and Mad Stuntman going to talk about all the great things he's been able to do. But I learned from coaches. So that's kind of the one thing that stands out in my mind, that what I learned from coach. So I'll pass along to the other guys.
Topic, the same one, guys and gals. We're going to talk about an example in which you connected with someone, Ron, on such a strong level that it resonates with you to this day.
It comes back to family. And it's so important. And as Mad Stuntman said, it's crazy world we live in now. And it is a crazy world we live in now. We need more people thinking of their family and living for their family and taking care of their families. And it is resonating. And I think you said it best, Avi. You're getting great comments, and sort of the Mad Stuntman deserve them. It's a great story. And I love hearing about family, especially we're competing for a prize, but we're not competing for anything. We're competing for people to do the right thing. And I think that's what we're doing here tonight. Very, very positive. And I will digress a little bit. And my person I really connected with is is someone I'll mention in a moment. But I lost my dad when I was 19 years old, going to my sophomore year at Youngstown State University. It was a terrible, terrible impact on me. And we were very close, being an athlete and, going to games. I'm sure, Joe, your family, you mentioned your family already, your mom. And, my dad was my driver. I was playing baseball all summer. He'd drive me to every game. And I was actually drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals coming out of high school. But if it wasn't for my dad taking me to all these games and getting me anywhere I wanted to go, he was my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader. When I played on a high school basketball team, he'd be sitting in the front row waving $10 bills to the referee because they were making bad calls. He was there. He was always there for me. And I got grandkids now, and I like to be there for them. My kids are older now. We have the grandkids, but you don't need to be there just be there and support them. And it's always important to be around and look around, that you care. And after I lost my dad, my mom was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But my dad was a tough, hardcore kind of guy, and he'd let me know how he feels. He'd be on my ass when I needed it, And mom was always there in a different way, in a loving, kind way, and give me the hugs and the kisses and all that. But when my dad passed away, it was hard. It was very, very hard. And then, when I went to Los Angeles as a young quarterback, I'd leave Youngstown, Ohio, and I go to Tinseltown, Los Angeles. And I'm a little bit lost, and I'm trying to play football and be focused. All those things you need to be focused, but it was hard. I didn't have that discipline that I needed, as a youngster in LA playing professional sports. So I needed that discipline. And the person that really taught me the discipline was Dick Vermeil. And I mentioned Coach Vermeil earlier when I came to Philadelphia. He was the head coach, and the reason I came to Philadelphia was because of Dick Vermeil. Because when I was 22 years old in 1973, and he was coaching the running backs, he kind of took me under his wing. One of those guys that cared about the person, not just the quarterback that could throw balls, but really, he taught me how to be a pro. If there's one guy that ever stood out in my mind that I really connect with, it was Dick Vermeil. He taught me how to be a pro, how to handle myself professionally, how to handle myself with the community, how to deal with my teammates, how to deal with the media. He taught me all those things. Well, lo and behold, he leaves the Rams after 1 year, goes to UCLA, becomes the head coach of UCLA. 2 years later, wins the Rose Bowl against Ohio State and Woody Hayes. And he takes a head coaching job in Philadelphia. Well, he wants me as his quarterback. So how fortunate could I be that the guy that I bonded with 3 years earlier wants me to be his quarterback? I'm a free agent. He brings me to Philadelphia. And to this day, we are still dear friends. We talk every week. He's 88. He mentors me every single week. That's a coach. That's a coach that doesn't, hey, can you make a 3-pointer? All right, Joe, can you make a 3? Or can you grab a rebound? No, the coach cares about you as a person. Yeah, we all want to win in professional sports. That's the name of the game, to win. But, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just winning the football game or whatever the case may be. But when I think of Coach Vermeil, to this day, what he's meant to me and so many other players, that's what coaching is about. Yeah, like I said, it's always about winning. We get it, especially at the professional level. But I think the coach that connects and embraces players is the coach that eventually becomes the guy that goes to the Hall of Fame. And Dick Vermeil, 3 years ago, was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame because he's a football coach. But in my opinion, he got in because he made me the person that I am, or played a major part.
Come on, lift me up.
Making me the person that I am. So that's one of those moments that really has a positive impact. It happened a long time ago, and to this day, still stands out in my mind.
A ton of these. Did you have a lot of fun, my friend?
I had a blast. I didn't know what to expect, but meeting Joe, and we just had a phenomenal time. Everyone involved, I say thank you.
Well, we thank you as well, and welcome to round 2, my friend, in a couple of months.
We'll have some fun again.
Thank you so much, guys and gals and pals, for enjoying this video and watching it. If you love the content, if you're enjoying it, please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, and make sure that you know that we know that the new network is on the rise. Thank you for being who you are.